Second runner-up just concluded Scholars Cambridge Mathematics competition. Madwabuchi is from Mount Olive College, Anambra State. Madwabuchi, how does it feel to be one of the very few finalists in the competition?
I can't lie, I feel really lucky to be here. I think this is an opportunity I don't think I would have gotten my whole stay in this secondary school that I came to, but then I feel really lucky and to bag the second one up. And I know the organizers, they tried their best, and I just am thankful I was able to be part of this competition and to get this second runner-up position. So I feel really happy to be here.
Okay, whether you know it or not, you have also made your school proud. You've also done Mount Olive College proud to be able to produce at least two students in amongst the finalists. Okay, what stands out for you for your school? Why do you think your school is special? Tell us.
Um, I'm not going to I'm not going to lie. What actually brought me to this school, which I think is what stands out the most about this school, is the academic standard of this school. I mean, in this school, we take academics very seriously. Like this school is regarded as a center of learning to the plays with their books, nobody plays with their studies, and then we are known for being very judicious readings in our studies, in our academics. So I think that is what stands out the most in this school. That is our level of academic intensity and seriousness.
Okay, Madhabuchi. Now, there's a statistic by WAEC. The pass rate of Nigeria in maths, English, and sciences fluctuates between 25 to 40%, and that's really low. Thank you for not adding to that statistics because you are an exceptional student in mathematics. Okay, but what do you think can be done about this poor statistics? How can we increase the number of children who can perform better in mathematics, English, and sciences?
Okay, for me, I think if you want to solve a problem, you don't just tackle the effects of the problem. You need to go deep. You need to go to the roots of the problem and to know how you can change it directly from the source. So the reason why there is such a poor performance in mathematics, other science subjects, they are not interested in learning and they have a like a die subject, which we actually need to curb because it's getting out of hand. And what children have that kind of attitude towards the subjects? It could be because the teachers are also nonchalant. It could be because the school didn't provide, seasoned teachers to teach those subjects. Or it could be because the training they receive from home, business or market oriented, and then they are being forced to do science subjects. Their interest, their choice of course to clash, that makes them to want to learn science subjects. So for me, I feel like how we could improve the performance of students in these subjects is number one, make them be willing to learn, have teachers who are willing to teach, then have teachers who teach and they show what they want to do before them to go to. There are students who do not want to be in science classes that are because of that you have more and more number of people that tend to fail science subjects each year. So there should be a clear distinction and there should be a clear interest in students that want to actually do those science subjects, and that is what we should actually focus on, not the students that are commerce migrants and things like that. So I think for me to solve this problem, we need to actually make sure that the students that are coming into are willing to be there, and we need to make sure that the teachers to teach them, and then they should employ the UN method of teaching, because children these days don't like old school. They think that is outdated. They tend to value less. So teachers and schools these days should employ, modern technology in teaching these students science, mathematics, English, and so on. And I think with this, the rates of performance of students should increase over time. Thank you. Can you hear him? What's his name? I can't hear him.
Okay, I said let's talk about mathematics. Have you always been good in mathematics? Have you always had it
Um,
very, very easy?
According to my teachers, according to my parents, according to my results, they all say that math, something that comes easy for me. Like mathematics is like a subject that, to some people it's very hard, to some people it's very complex. But to me, I see mathematics, I see English, I see them as the same thing, the same level of difficulty. It's just all about the mind. And for me, I've always had that mind since my grade school to primary school, and now I'm in secondary school, and mathematics has not changed.
Okay, yeah, same level of difficulty. But how do you see your performance in mind shaping other areas of your life? Your performance in mathematics. How do you see how it is shaping other areas of your life? Can you tell us?
Um, my performance in mathematics has actually made me realize that I'm not really inclined to, courses and subjects that reading, memorizing, and mathematics. My performance in mathematics over the years has actually more of a critical thinker and more of a problem solver, and therefore the course engineering and all the science related subjects are for me. So I feel like my performance in mathematics has actually opened a way for me to, expose myself to, problem solving areas, and for me to also tell my parents that I think engineering is the course. Thank you very much.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, do you have a method when it comes to studying, practicing? What works for you? Tell us. Tell somebody who is struggling with mathematics what works for you when it comes to practice, studying, you know.
Okay, okay. To anyone doing in mathematics, this is my own personal advice for you, and I'm telling you what works for me. So make sure to listen carefully. Now, for me, I don't believe in sitting down for 4 to 6 hours a day reading something you don't understand. I feel like there's something called a saturation point, and then once you are there, I feel like you should drop everything, because there's no point forcing everything inside your head at once. So in order to learn mathematics, I feel like you need to see it in a different way. Don't see it as numbers, but then see it as real life situations, which will help you actually understand the principles behind mathematics. Because as we all know, mathematics is just a numerical representation of real life situations, maybe numbers of things. There are things that you can just look around and see, and then if you relate them to, real life situations, you can actually understand the reason or the logic behind the mathematics that you're trying to employ and all that. So I feel like if you want to get better in mathematics, and if you're struggling with mathematics, don't change your mindset about mathematics being complex, about it being long, about it being endless, and now of mathematics as mathematics as a subject that deals with, real life experiences, that deals with everything that we see in our surroundings, and then think of it as a way to express them in numbers. And I think with this you should improve in your performance in mathematics over time.
Sorry, we had a little bit of network issue.
No problem.
Okay, what advice would you give a kid out there who's looking to enter into sports competition? How should and what should they look out for?
Please could you repeat your question?
Advice you have for students?
Hello. Can you hear what you say? Um.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now, right?
Yes, yes, I can hear you now. Yes, I can hear you now.
I said, what advice a student who enter into the scholarship bridge maths competition you need to look out for?
Okay, okay. If I'm to advise anyone that wants to take part in this competition, the first thing I would like to tell you is that you need to be grounded in basic mathematics. You need to know your scheme of work. You need to, practice through. Then second thing is that timing. You need to be very fast, and as much as you're accurate, you also need to match that accuracy with speed. Then again, the last thing that I will tell anyone that wants to join this competition is to make sure to practice, because the more you practice, the more your chances of attaining victory increases. Because most things, and the kind of like to put you in the shape and to put you in a mental condition competition, you need to practice, and you need to practice long enough. You can't just wake up one day and decide to join this competition. You can show interest, good and fine, but for you to actually stand a chance to be part of the top three, you need to put in effort and you need to practice. You need to be fast, you need to be accurate, and you need to practice. These are the three things I would advise anyone that wants to join this competition. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madu Abuchi. Madu Abuchi Onyekwelu is the second runner-up in the Cambridge Mathematics competition, senior, and is a student of Mount Olive College, Anambra State. Thank you so far for your questions and congratulations on your victory. Await your prize one day, Mr. Madu Abuchi.